Hello my lovelies and welcome to another video. So I thought it was time that I came on and gave you a bit of an explanation. I've been gone a while, and yes, it's been a tough 3 or 4 months. As some of you might be aware that last October, my dad was living in London near my sister. Very independent, 88, very independent, cooked for himself still, but was getting a bit unsteady on his legs, and he had had some treatment on his scalp for skin cancer. And yeah, it was taking some getting used to for him, because it did leave him with quite a wound on his head. And he decided that he needed a bit more help. Didn't need nursing home, but he needed a bit more help. He wanted somebody to cook him lovely meals, make his bed, all the things he was starting to struggle with. And the district nurses were coming in to do his head wound. And so he made the decision to move. I'm just showing you this because we were doing, weren't we? We were doing the Edgins series. Now, these are going to be giveaways. I've got 3 of these now. I've taken them out of the cover. So I'll just flick through this as I'm talking. And my cousin's family and his family have a wonderful residential care home in Scarborough. Now, if you've been with me a long while, you know that we lived in Scarborough for 14 years and only recently moved back over to Nottinghamshire last couple of years because our children live over here. But my cousin has this beautiful, you know, there are some lovely care homes out there, residential homes out there. And there are some grotty ones, and I believe you and me, I've seen some grotty ones that I wouldn't even put Nelson in. And so he made the decision, which was a bit of a journey, and we moved him back to Scarborough, lovely bubble wrap, to my cousin's residential home, which is called Briardine. It's called Briardine Residential Care Home, Scarborough. It's wonderful. If you need a home in the area, I highly recommend, not just because it's my family's, but because it's excellent and it provided excellent care for my dad. So he moved over there and he really settled in. He was really happy. And his, so obviously his nephew and his family own the home. But also his eldest sister, who's 99, lives there as well. She moved, and she only recently, only just after COVID, moved out of being independent in her own bungalow and moved in there. So he's had a happy 10 months there. Unfortunately, the skin cancer was spreading, and we went about, it's 8 weeks ago roughly now, my sister and I went and took him. They were going to do some surgery because he got major spread of this skin cancer on his scalp and face, and we took him through to York. But it was decided then that it was too far spread for having major surgery. It would be major surgery, and it would be worthwhile in somebody a lot younger, a lot fitter. But it was decided that really for him it was going to be just too much. But they wanted him to have some palliative. So he's under palliative care, which I'm sure palliative care is palliative care all over the world, even in the US. I'm sure you'll let me know, Nola, Karina. Palliative care, end of life care. And but they decided that he could have some, it'd be worth his while to have some palliative radiotherapy, and this would really slow the growth down a bit, enable him to eat and drink and have a bit more of a quality of life. So that's what we've decided. So for the last few months, David and I have been to and fro into Scarborough and Nelson, of course, and taking my dad. And the treatment wasn't in Scarborough, it was in Castle Hill near Hull. So an 88-mile round trip once we even got to Scarborough. So the top and bottom of this is that it was very traumatic for him. It's been very traumatic for us as a family. And he deteriorated. And then at the end of July, 3 days, he slipped into a consciousness where he was very comfortable. He was pain-free because he got a syringe driver, and we lost him on the 27th of July. It's difficult, isn't it, guys? Because, you know, it was quite a traumatic period supporting him through that. And it was a relief. You know, he'd had enough. He'd had a good life. He would have been 89 this August as now. And you know, we were glad his suffering had ended. And I feel very grateful that I had my dad with me nearly to his 89th birthday. You know, many people don't get that luxury. So I feel, you know, incredibly grateful that I've had those extra years. As you will know, who's a similar age to me, it doesn't make it easier losing a parent no matter what age they are. You know, I'm realistic though, and my dad was very much realistic, you know. He was of that age. He'd had a good life. He'd been independent for a long time, and he'd had enough, and it was unpleasant. So we're just taking time to work through all this and grieve. So hence why I've not been here, and why, you know, this is a sad period for myself, my sister, and my 2 children. And but a little note really. I feel that I want to put it out there, a reminder of how careful we should be in the sun. He hadn't got the type of cancer which, so he hadn't got melanoma, and we all hear a lot about melanoma cancer, and it's, you know, it's a cancer that just spreads systemically throughout the body. But other sorts of skin cancer are equally awful, and this was squamous cell, the type of cells, a lot slower to grow until they take hold, and if caught early enough are treatable, are curable. And so I thought I just wanted to put it out there that if you find any areas on your skin, any moles or any strange skin that start becoming itchy, that start bleeding, please go and get them checked. Go and get them checked, because believe you and me, squamous cell carcinoma is not pleasant. It doesn't kill you for a long time, and it rots your skin. I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. It's quite shocking. It rots your skin away. It's awful. And so please go and get things checked out. And also another fact that I wasn't aware of, my dad's never been massive for sunbathing, but, you know, he's had 80 odd years of exposure. Always, even since we were kids, we wore sun factor, sun SPF 30, always. And it's now found that obviously they weren't as good back in the day as they are now. Please check your sunscreen. Your sunscreen, the SPF, doesn't matter what number it is. It does matter, but it's not the be all and end all. So I always used to think if you're using factor 30 or using factor 50, that's the best protection you can get. It isn't unless it's marked with 4 or 5 stars on the bottle. You can get, and it got me looking at sunscreen. in the, you know, in the shops, in Boots, in places, even well-known brands. And I think Factor 50 for children, great, they're getting proper protection. And some of them hadn't got the 4-star or 5-star rating on them. And we have been let, you know, we feel that we're safe. We're having 30, we're having 50. So check the higher levels, nothing less than 30 or 50 for your face, but it needs to have 4 stars or 5 stars on the bottle. That is what we were told by the specialist nurses for skin cancer. So if nothing else, you know, it has taught me something. It's taught me to be more vigilant. And hopefully, those of you out there that's watching this, go and check things out. Even if you think it's silly, it's a bit of a funny mole, you've always had it, but it started bleeding or become scaly or whatever, go and get these things checked out. Because I'd hate for anybody else, anybody that watches us and knows David and I, to go through what my dad and us as a family have gone through. Skin cancer isn't up there, you know, isn't up there in everybody talking about it all the time like lots of other cancers. But let me tell you, it's horrible. It's horrible. And please go out there, enjoy the sun, enjoy the sunbathing, you know, use your proper factors. Don't go, you know, back in the day we shoved lemon juice on to get a better tan, or, you know, drinking cocoa oil out the cupboard. No, make sure you're properly protected. So that's where I've been. I shall, you know, make sure you subscribed and you've pressed the notification bell so that if I do a video, I do feel up to doing a video, then you will be notified of it. And I will draw, as I was going to do from people that watched, go and watch the series, the edging series. The information for the draw is there. And we've got 3 little packs here now of all the stuff that I made for that series. And I'll be letting you know who the 3 lucky winners are. And thank you. Thank you for listening. And much love to you all. And thank you so much to everybody that's already reached out, asked where I was, sent best wishes. I appreciate each and every one of you. So take care out there. Be sun safe. Bye for now.